Hey everybody, welcome back to Escape Reality Star Wars Talk. I'm your host Caleb.
I'm Seth. I talk with this man.
I was trying to give you a little bit of time, but also I'm excited because it's been almost a month. Um, and I know at least Zach is excited,
Yeah.
wherever he is. Yeah, if he's already in here or not, I don't know. Let me make sure Pixie knows that we're live because she'll tell Zach. Okay. But yeah, it's we've got a lot to talk about. What we've been up to, especially, but we're gonna kind of dial it back since it's been about a month. Uh, at least last week, I got to play in my first card tournament that I've ever actual tournament that I've ever played. It was qualifiers for Star Wars Unlimited. I got to really test out the Avar deck. Did not win anywhere close. But also did not come in last. Dead last, anyways. I was like fourth from last.
Yeah.
If I was dead last, I would have got a more expensive card pack, though. Actually, so I should have went for last at that point. I don't think I won I did not win a single game.
Not a one.
Not a one. There were some close calls though, but no. My Avar deck is not quite built to where it needs to be yet. And so I mean, there's cards that I knew were missing. I didn't know how badly I needed them until. But I mean, this was just a chance to get to know people in the community though, and also get to just play the game and kind of get better idea of how the game functions on a competitive level. Because really, you don't know until you actually put yourself into that space. It's a very friendly competitive level though compared to other card games. I will say that, but it's also because it's a fresher. They were talking,
Yeah.
they were like, yeah, there's nobody in the community that's so competitive they're mean, at least not yet. So we have that. I'm at least thankful for that, for popping into a game that's not cause it's not too. Nobody takes it too seriously. There's a
Competitive Magic and competitive Yu-Gi-Oh players are a different breed of human.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, we were on the way here. We were listening to a video from one of my favorites on TikTok, Wizard in a T-shirt, talking about cheating in Magic, and just
Apparently, that's really bad over in Europe.
yeah, it's really bad in Europe. Yeah. But yeah, so I like Wizard in a T-shirt. He's funny. Sometimes too accurate when it comes to the bad nerd side of things with the gross nerds and how they treat people, especially in the gaming shops. Although ours isn't too bad. Gamers and Geeks is definitely pretty good at making sure people are not weird. But we're also friends with one of the co-owners, so because Scotty now co-owns a part of it. So there's that, and then I've seen the other one that's more recent. There's another shop now, and it's tiny, but it's nice. I might go to it more at some point because it's nice, supporting your local businesses, especially gaming shops. Gaming shops are taking pretty big risks a lot of the time because it's not cheap to get the ability to have those products in stock. But yeah, that was fun. I know not great stuff is going on for you, but what good stuff has been going on? Let's not have to think about what the bad.
the fucking cavalcade of
Yeah, the cavalcade of bad, which I feel bad because man, my buddy's missing. I hate that my buddy's missing.
Yeah.
And I saw you talking about it last night on Pixie Stream.
The list of all the. I guess on the one upside, dude, on
Hey Pixie, speaking of.
Hi.
The one upside you were saying.
The one upside is that it is nice to see like just people helping with like small things. That helps a lot.
Yeah, I've been definitely whenever I see Tori's posts on Facebook, I've been reposting because like that's the bare minimum of what I could do, and especially because that's really all I can do. Because yeah, and so I see that, and so I've been reposting and sharing as well, and so because I do like Leonard. I care about Leonard. I miss him.
Yeah.
It was weird.
I miss him too, but like I'm also
And you're not, and you don't even really care for him as much. You're not a cat.
Yeah.
You're not a cat person. You're not a pet person in general.
Not really. I think the last time a pet got me emotional was Bella, in that situation.
Yeah.
And then I was like, never again.
And so,
If I just shut that part off, I don't have to deal with it.
so like the fact that even you are kind of like,
Yeah, because Tori is moping.
yeah, but also like Leonard's not that bad. Leonard's pretty chill most of the time.
He's the one that's been around the longest, so we have a standing agreement. uh,
Yeah, not a pet person. Yeah. I think it's more of not that you don't. It's not a dislike of pets. It's a you just try to not be emotionally attached because and so I can't do that. I love my pets too much, and then I like other people's pets. So like it's why I get along with Leonard. It's because me and Leonard were chill. Leonard would lay on my chest whenever I'd come over, and I had my Yoda, my Grogu jacket. If I had my Grogu jacket, he'd lay on me and
yeah. Let's see other positive notes. For the most part, I am done with the entirety of Skyrim.
woo. Like, are you saying like as far as like main stuff and then the quests you wanted to do?
The only thing left in terms of like major quests that I can complete that are not like ones that have glitched out
Mm-hmm.
or that I have completed, but the game is like, no, you didn't, are just the Civil War quest line, and I started that, so I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
Some of them were fun. It's very funny to like, because I've done all the other quests, and the start of the Civil War quest line is, now swear loyalty to the Emperor, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't mention that I've already killed that guy. how about I keep that one under wraps?
Well, it's when you say what. I'm trying to remember now. I don't think the
Dark
current Emperor's.
Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, he does show up in the Dark
He
Brotherhood
shows
storyline. I forgot. I was like, when does the current Emperor show? Oh yeah. I almost forgot that he's even in the game because I'm like, because most of the game he's just this figure that exists. Like he's just a presence, but he's not there.
Yeah.
So you chose the correct side though. You chose Imperial.
Yeah.
The moral, the out of the two, like both are bad, but out of the two, if you have to choose,
Dude, I thought about this. I talked with like Sky and Chris.
it is such a. There is still debate to this day about which side is correct.
I was like, well, let me think about this. I am an Imperial, born.
Yeah. Oh, you made an Imperial character. Got it. Yeah.
And I was like, okay. On the other hand, like, in certain regions, once you do enough, like, you know how the whole fucking thing system works.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, this is really gonna suck because, once again, much like me fucking off and not doing shit with the Greybeards for most of the game,
You've actively avoided the Civil War.
I avoided the Civil War.
Now the thing though is the game eventually makes you make a decision because it's like, hey, like even if you chose to like not participate in that side quest at all, like not do any battles in the Civil War, the game does eventually just go, hey, you got to pick a side so that way we can unify, and then deal with the dragon situation.
What is hilarious is that like, for a lot of the grievances of the people of Skyrim.
Which, speaking of Sky, it's his birthday.
Oh,
So-
happy birthday.
Yeah. I meant to post in Discord because I usually do that whenever but I at least said something on Facebook.
Is that, like, I did get to that treaty, right? And the first thing that happened is... so you know the Thalmor ambassador?
Which, that is the only reason to say fuck the Imperials. Because, yeah, the Thalmor suck.
Yep. And the first thing that happens is she's like, I have a right to be here. And my first thing was, no you fucking don't. This isn't about Talus worship. Get out. And
I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm like, if this was about Talus worship, then you'd have a point.
And even then, fuck you.
Yeah. Also, do you remember when I ran roughshod through your fucking party? You couldn't have stopped me then. I don't give a damn how this'll go as long as these fuckers agree for, like, a temporary ceasefire at best.
Long enough to deal with Parthenax.
Oh, doing Parthenax is still chilling. I didn't kill Parthenax.
Good. You know, Parthenax is legitimately chill, okay? Like, anybody who kills Parthenax, we can't be friends anymore.
Yeah. I remember, like, discussing with the Greybeards, like, so what if I don't follow your philosophy? And they're just like, you are the Dragonborn, so we kind of have to regardless.
Yeah, there's one guy.
We'll kick you out, but...
I forget the name of the TikToker, but there's one guy who was like, what your favorite, like, alliance says about you in Skyrim. And it's like, and the Greybeards are probably, like, one of the most chill ones you could, like, if that is your favorite of the, like, factions in Skyrim, you're probably a chill person.
They're like, we can't talk, not because we don't want to, but because it will literally fucking kill you.
And then the adventurers,
The companions.
they are the himbo group. That is your...
Look,
They are the most himbo, and therefore good. If they're your favorite, you're good. Oh, Pixie.
Pixie, why? I guess in terms of that,
That's how you get the worst boss fight with Flowey. Fuck that fight.
I guess, speaking of the companions, I did marry Ayla.
Fuck, I agree.
Oh, yeah.
But if you do, but also at the same time, you kind of created the problem yourself by killing.
You chose this path.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? What, did you not think that your actions would have consequences?
Oh, okay.
You still killed her. It doesn't matter if you felt bad about it. Oh, god damn it. This is another...
It's very much the cool motive, still murder.
Yeah. You mean?
She probably was already too far down the She was probably already too far down the
murder route.
Yeah, the murder route to... Because I think there's a certain point where, like, they just fight you.
Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, you're dangerous. I can't let you...
It's been a while since I played Undertale. I should play that again. And then, of course, now with more Deltarune coming out, I should... That's another reason to play it.
It's a thing to consider.
Yeah.
Let's see.
But yeah.
But yeah, I sided with the Imperials, which makes it really funny when I have to go. I'm like... A lot of people... I don't think this is a course of... I get... Because I've done everything else, whenever I go to a city, sometimes, like, the guards will be like...
Depending on the city, they'll...
Yeah. For some reason, and I went and checked this, the highest my bounty ever got was like a 9,450 gold or something.
I do love that Skyrim keeps track of your bounty. Like, it's if you just go to your menu, you can find that stuff, and I love that they keep track of that.
And I was like, this is weird because I've only ever been to jail once, and that was for a quest. And then I thought about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember why I have that high of a bounty. It's because you get falsely accused for for that particular quest. I
Yep.
was like, you know what? No, you don't get to falsely accuse me for a crime and send me to prison. I'll just commit an actual crime. Which
So you were like, no, I'm not gonna do it your way. I'm gonna actually.
murder is a valid option.
Yeah.
And I guess killing groups of guards, 4 guards is about the equivalent of like 1,000 gold.
Yeah.
Fucking Markarth, man.
Huh.
Oh,
But yeah, that was.
yeah.
Uh.
Watched Zach and Pixie stream last night.
Yep. That was.
Saw them fight Melania and win.
Yeah, I fell. I think I fell asleep, or I was. Yeah, I fell asleep. I think. So I didn't quite catch the end of everything.
Dude, they put in so much work.
Yeah, I saw the first like 4 attempts, I think, and then yeah.
Really good. Only an hour on Melania is really, really good.
I mean, I think I mentioned it. Pixie has definitely, you have definitely like, we've seen your growth in playing Souls-like games with Elden Ring. You've definitely like, you've learned how to play really well. But you also have Zach teaching you, which is like a pretty good master class of it.
And sometimes I yell at them.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, like with the bubble, with the yeah.
Everyone uses that goddamn bubble tier. Take that shit off. It doesn't actually help with anything. And yes, the ladder. I tried to tell y'all about it. I was like, there's a balcony you guys can run and jump off to. You guys didn't have to fight those knights or that tree spirit for as long as you did. It was an impressive display, though, of both stubbornness and also
Ability.
ability.
Um,
But yeah, that the fucking tree spirits there are the worst because they will just spam the like multi-beam staff
Yeah.
stomp bullshit.
yeah. We do have a good bit of news today, though.
Sorry.
No. You're good. And so I know we've been gone for so long that we gotta talk about the news as well. There's some updates on Star Wars Starfighter. We've got some casting news. Matt Smith is officially, according to Deadline, in the villain role. So we're gonna get some depending on which one you prefer, Targaryen or the Doctor as the villain for
Okay.
Star Wars Starfighter. I think that's a good choice, Matt Smith. It's somebody that a lot of fan casting people have wanted him in Star Wars for a while. I think at one point, like when people were still fan casting Thrawn, which I was never on board for half of the 90% of those fan castings. I was always hey, we've already got the perfect Thrawn in Rebels. But Matt Smith was one of those people that people would fan cast into Thrawn, which I get on the face, like the bone structure level of his face, but I also was like, we've already got Lars Mikkelsen, the best Thrawn we could have. He's already the good voice and he already looks perfect for it. I don't know why people were fan casting him to begin with. And now we got Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn anyways. So I was the most happy about that. But now Matt Smith is in Star Wars. So, hey, people got their wish. He's in Star Wars now, and he's a good actor. And so I'm not against it. I think that's a good fit. He was also previously supposed to be in Rise of Skywalker, according to some rumors, as specifically a resurrected young Palpatine. So that was always... And now, of course, the speculation has become, well, will Starfighter bring back that idea? Is that why Matt Smith is involved? I think there was an update where but because we were gone for so long, these conversations have already happened, and now we've got more information since. Uh, I think the current information is that he's supposed to be a general of some sort.
Makes sense.
Which, yeah, because this is essentially a dogfight movie, really not force sensitive focused. As far as we know, unless Ryan Gosling turns out to be a force sensitive because they decide to do a what's the name of the character from X-Wing books? He appeared as a kid in the Obi-Wan show. They like recanonized the character. He's the kid that like they put on into the path that Obi-Wan, when he goes to one of the planets, he helps. I know the name. I have one of the books from Legends. I know if Chase was watching, he would be so mad at me for not remembering his name. Cornhorn, who was like, starts off as an X-Wing pilot and then became a Force sensitive. And then books kind of go on from there with him being like trained as a Jedi by Luke and stuff. But I don't think we're going to go down that path. I think we're very much staying on the X-Wing narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to try to save all the Jedi stuff for the Rey films that they're working on still. Speaking though, continuing with Starfighter though, we did also get we've got our first look photo. Nice little black and white shot with Ryan Gosling there in the middle, on top of a speeder. It looks like a land speeder, and I think that's a pretty cool picture to get for our first photo, along with Flynn Gray, which is an actor that we don't know what he's doing yet in the film exactly. Like, we know he's in it, but we don't know like what role, right? Yeah. Like, this is so early. Like, it's very hard to speculate what is going on with this film.
Yeah, just we know he exists.
We know he's in the film. We know he's here because he's in the photo.
What's he doing? Oh.
I do like the jacket / like.
He's there.
Yeah, somehow. He's there somehow. I do like the jacket for Ryan. It's upsetting. I keep seeing this jacket in things, and I'm like, it's Kyle Katarn's jacket. But we're not doing... Yeah. It's the Kyle Katarn style jacket, which we got once before. And then I got mad because Jalen turned out to not be a great guy. Because it was like... Y'all couldn't see me react there for a second, but yeah.
What? You mean to tell me that in the game full of criminals, the guy with the cool jacket was bad?
I wasn't the only one thinking it though when the first trailer for that game came out though. A lot of people thought, "Oh wait, is this Kyle Katarn undercover?" Because Kyle Katarn in Legends was a spy before he became a Jedi. So people thought maybe he was, Kyle undercover, and then it turned out, nope, this guy just sucks.
Damn it.
But
I wish we were still doing the catch-up segment, because I was thinking about a certain series that involves a lot of posing.
Oh, yeah. We also, though, got an announcement of another Audible original, which we have been keeping up with when those come out, which is a testament to Seth, because he's not an audio guy. He is I have to read.
I need it. I need to see it myself.
This time, though, we're going back
This, however, has produced some very funny things when there is an audio version of a book.
Yeah. But so far, these have been pretty good. Like, I like The Padawan's Pride. I like Seeds of Starlight. I like Haunted Starlight. So far, they're batting 3 for 3 for me. And I think pretty much the same for you as well. Like, they're 3 for 3. This one is taking us back to Jakku. Why do we always got to go back to Jakku? Why does everyone want to go there? This one's going to have Finn and Rey and BB-8 go there, and it's going to be an adventure that takes place between episodes 8 and 9, kind of giving us that year gap, like what's filling in that year gap, which we have some stuff in that year gap, but this is filling up more of it. And this is coming from our, I believe, let me double check who it's from. Yes, it's from Kevin Scott. I was about to say it's from our boy Kevin Scott. That's who I thought it was. The last two were George Mann, and then the first one was Brian Q. Miller, which was a new one for us. And this one is called The Jaws of Jakku, and apparently that is a reference to the Gnaw Jaws, which were like very shortly mentioned in like a in-universe survival guide thing. Like when The Force Awakens was still first coming out. So like so we're talking 10 years ago. So we haven't really seen there, and so they're like these carnivorous creatures. So that would be pretty cool to see how they implement some stuff that we haven't really touched in a minute. I'm excited about that, and that's coming this month, I think. So very soon, yeah, October 9th. So, or 2 months from now. So 2 months from now. So that's not bad.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so that, I mean, we'll definitely listen to it when it comes out. In sadder news, we lost a acting legend, in my opinion. We lost Terrence Stamp. He is Zod. He is Chancellor Valorum. He was in the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion. I forget the name of the butler character. But of course, he's most remembered for Zod and for us in the Star Wars community, Chancellor Valorum. Oh, yeah, he was also the voice of Jor-El in Smallville. Forgot about that.
Huh, okay. A series I actually did watch as a child.
Yeah. You never watched the original Superman?
No, Smallville
Well, not,
and, like, I guess in terms of original Superman, you mean the fucking
like the
World
70s.
War II?
I mean the 70s, the ones with Christopher Reeve.
No, Superman Returns
Was the first one you saw?
Yeah, that was the first Superman movie I ever watched.
Okay.
The one where
which
Lex
is a
Luthor
love,
has, like,
which is a love letter
Yeah.
to that era of Superman, and is actually kind of supposed to be a semi sequel to
kind of
to like
I think.
it's like what if he did leave Earth and then came back because like three assumes he stayed, and then Superman Returns goes, well, let's forget 3 and 4, and let's just assume he did leave and he came back and Lois had the baby, and I like
Lex Luthor has a real estate scheme,
which is Superman 1 as well. Like that's what the first one is. It's him doing real estate. It's him going, what if I flooded enough of California so that way I bring beach real estate in closer and that increases my have an earthquake. And so no, and then of course the mountain of in Superman Returns, the mountain of
just around.
Yeah, the Kryptonite Mountain. I like Superman Returns. There is some problems with Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Some of them being a certain actor being Lex Luthor. That's more of that's more of in hindsight.
Yeah.
Less of a like at the time. Yeah, he was a respected actor. Now, I actually like Brandon Routh though. That's who was Superman in that one. Yeah. Brandon Routh Superman's not bad. Christopher Reeve, of course, though, was the one with Terrence Stamp. Terrence Stamp though is really good in general. I mean, everybody recognizes his kneel before Zod, and like to this day, people. I mean, and of course, once again, Star Wars. We've got Valorum, who doesn't do much, but is still very impactful to the story of Star Wars. To like at least the Skywalker saga, he's very important. Because without what happens to him, the rest of the saga does not really
happen.
Yeah, like Palpatine does not become Supreme Chancellor if Valorum isn't forced to step down. And so, yeah, and of course, I'm looking at the Star Wars Newsnet article because that's where we get a lot of our news. And of course, they agree that yes, he's a critical component to the fall of the Republic. Yeah, you. It's unfortunate, but also he's 80. He was 87.
Yeah.
Not a surprising age to pass at. I haven't seen any medical reason, so it could just be natural causes. I'm double checking though.
I feel like I have seen Young Guns, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it feels like a film you would have watched. Yeah, we don't have any word on what cause, so I would at this point I would assume just natural causes because once again 87. Legendary actor though. In so many things. So of course, all the best wishes to his surviving family and friends because, yeah, even with that age, it's still gonna be tough. Moving on though, let's get into today's topics because we have a couple. We have
Oh shit.
yeah, because we have the comic too,
Oh god.
the High Republic finale. We never talked about it. Can I just say, can I off the bat just go, the fact that I called it from the beginning? She leaves. I called it. But so did so many other people who read Dooku Jedi Lost before the High Republic came out. Anybody who listened or read to Dooku Jedi Lost before the High Republic came out knew Keeve was going to be leaving the Order before the end of all this. I know I'm jumping way ahead, but like that really is the narrative of the finale: is Keeve coming to terms about what now. And because yeah, we won, but what do I do with my life now?
Yep.
I do like that Dalna has kind of a, they're kind of doing a rebuilding sort of thing for that, a restoration project. I like that Lorna's involved with that. I love the story. I love where Lorna's going.
Lorna, I'll fund it. Don't tell anyone.
Lorna's like, look, I got some money.
Okay.
Thank you, Pixie.
Yep.
I was mid-sip, so I couldn't do anything. But yeah, and then, like, I feel like still the High Republic Adventures was more of the finale than this.
Yeah. This feels more epilogue.
Yeah, this is an epilogue, whereas High Republic Adventures, the last issue of that was the finale, and like that was the last chapter, and now this is the epilogue, and this is like the, okay, well, what do we do about these characters that we haven't dealt with yet? I like Skier being like, I'm staying in the Jedi, but I'm also like a liaison now to you, so that way you and me can still work together.
And Chaz is like, they appointed a liaison, and he's like, well, not until 10 minutes ago, but...
It's definitely a bittersweet sort of ending, but it's a good one, and it definitely is one of those things of, oh, here's that little spark of hope for the galaxy after all this nonsense that they went through. Because we get to, like I said, we get to see that Donna's actually looking really good by the, like, what, it jumps ahead like a month or whatever, from the end of everything.
I'm still confused by ice skaters, but that's...
I don't think they're coming back. I think they're...
Probably not.
But
Um,
it's nice seeing the other Force wielders that were brainwashed being able to kind of reintegrate. Um, and of course, my reasoning for why Keeve left is definitely the reason she left. She was like, I don't want to do this military stuff.
Job's over. I'm done. Never call me again, said Keith.
Keeve's like, look, Jedi aren't meant to be soldiers. I didn't like it. And Yoda's like, yeah, but we're getting rid of the the Guardian protocols. And she's like, yeah, until the next time you decide to use them.
Which will
be the Clone Wars.
Oh.
And we see where that goes.
200 to 300 years from now.
Yeah. And we see what happens with that. We see that Keeve is sort of right. Keeve's like, no, I'm good. I can do more good helping people here. But this is also a time period where, like, Yoda's just kind of like, okay, your choice.
Then we've got Tay. Tay is coming to terms with things.
Yeah.
Which is good. Because I don't know how long that species lived, but if he's old now...
Yeah, our buddy Tay. And of course, we got the twins who are doing well.
Yeah.
And kind of less creepy on the Seth scale now.
Yeah.
Because now they only just finish each other's sentences sometimes. That's the most weird. They don't do they don't talk in like for each other as much now. Yeah. They're becoming individuals essentially. Is kind of I think that's even how they word it. Is like they're starting to become a little more individual. I still like them though. We get some Lena So also. Yeah. Lena So shows up and gets to, because what they end up calling it they call it Starlight, the project.
Yeah.
And so she really likes that because it's going back to the whole We Are the Republic and doing the great work stuff that Lena was always trying to set up to begin with, which kind of started this whole thing because she started doing the great works and then the Nihil were like, fuck that.
How dare you?
How dare you try to do good things for the galaxy? And so it is nice seeing that, and unfortunately we know where things are going to go for the Republic in a few years, but because we're going to start seeing that decline. But overall, this was a good epilogue.
Yep.
I give it a good strong 8.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
There's not a lot of narrative that's why we're able to talk about it so quick.
It's a wrap up.
It's a wrap up. It's there's no real there's no conflict. It's very much just, well, no, that's not true. There's internal conflict, but there's no, because the internal conflict is Keeve deciding what she wants to do.
Yeah. Which is leave the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
And then I also, I guess that's it. Yeah, let's jump into this book because this book is interesting.
Yeah, you got some thoughts?
I wasn't expecting Star Wars Hunger Games.
No.
Which I guess I probably should have because apparently that it was advertised partially as that, but I never saw any of the advertising for it being that way. I just saw, our boy Yord and Jecki go on an adventure. That's all I ever saw for advertising it.
I didn't see any advertising for it. You just handed me the book and were like, read this.
Well, I shouldn't say advertising, but marketing. Like people going, oh, this is going to be a Jecki and Yord adventure. And I'm like, oh, cool. The characters who I wish we got more of, but then they died.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I think
that
really
turned you off from it.
Turned me off. I was like, I don't need to know what happens to these guys.
Yeah.
On account of them being dead already.
See, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I like these characters, so I want more adventures with them.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's like, you kill these characters off so quickly, but I need more because you didn't, especially because we're not getting a season 2, at least anytime soon, unless they decide to revive it magically. Because there is a lot more, because it's been a year now since the Acolyte season 1, and I think a lot of people are starting to rediscuss it, and there's a lot of recognition of, oh yeah, it's had some weak parts, but it's not as bad as people were giving it when it came out. And it kind of and so there is some recontextualizing now that we're a year out from when that show came out. And so I like seeing Jackie and Yord. I wish we got a little bit more of Yord POV.
Yeah, because it's largely Jackie.
Yeah. And Jackie is kind of already mostly self-actualized by the point of this book. Like, there's a couple things, like, she's still definitely learning because she's a Padawan. But she's very self-actualized already and kind of already knows who she wants to be, compared to, say, Yord, who definitely seems to have the more interesting narrative going on. But we don't get a lot of his POV until, like, halfway through the book.
Yeah.
And then, even then, it's a very small amount. So that's my only thing, is that would be my only, like, note of, like, what I would have wanted to see more, is more Yord's POV, because he's an interesting character. There's a lot going on with that guy. Because he's basically facing the Obi-Wan conundrum of, I'm getting old to be a Padawan.
Yeah. And Jackie... She quotes about another Jedi.
Yeah, who was like really old, and
he's like, yeah, that guy was like a Padawan till he was 30, and Yord's like, don't say that shit to me right now.
And then he has to like double back, and he's like, wait, every Jedi has their own path. I let my emotions get to me.
You just want to. Now that I understand how their dynamic works of we are Padawans and I'm going to fuck with you.
Although by the Acolyte, he's already a knight.
Yeah.
And because by the end of this, we get his...
Yeah.
Where they're like, okay, you can go through the trials, and that happens off page. But
the funniest thing is how correct Yord is about Soul's actual demeanor.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, most people see Master Soul as like a calm lake. He's like, that is partially correct. However, it's more like a calm lake before a thunderstorm.
Yeah. But also, he's known him longer.
Yeah.
This is a case of, because he knew Osha, which when we get some of Yord's POV, we do get some mention of Osha.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a nice touch. I thought that was something that, like, yeah, Yord would still be kind of thinking about it, because I think it's only 4 years off from when she left the Order or something like that. It's not that, yeah, like, I'm trying to figure out the math of when she left the Order to when this is, because this is only 2 years off from the Acolyte, I think. Something like that. Yeah, 2 years off, because in the Acolyte, they say that he went through his trials 2 years before the Acolyte happened, because Osha's like, oh, you're a knight now. And he's like, yeah, that happened like 2 years ago, because he comes in with his Padawan. Who is not in the rest of the show, by the way, because I was like, oh yeah, what happened to her? And she's just like off screen for
She called in sick that day. You know what? Good fucking call.
Yeah, which I think I have theories about where season 2 would go with her now, because as I was reading the book, I was like trying to I was also researching the characters and where they go again, just to kind of refresh myself, right? And I think season 2 of the Acolyte would have had his Padawan going after Osha.
Yeah.
Because I think somehow she would have learned more information about what happened on that planet, and
I mean, that makes sense. It's a Wushu revenge story set in Star Wars.
and it kind of fits like this whole thing of kind of what they've been setting up, which is in the Acolyte, which is like a lot of revenge cycle. Because even in season one, that's kind of like the whole point of why the mystery happens. It's because it's a revenge cycle. Because May is going for vengeance for what happened to Mother Anastasia, and so yeah, I yeah, I like this book. It could have been. It's a nice one-off.
Mm.
It's kind of similar to like the Wayseeker, which I have over here. It's a very nice one-off that if you are a fan of the Acolyte, I think you get a little bit more enjoyment from. Because I think if you go into this without any knowledge of the Acolyte, you can still kind of enjoy it more than Wayseeker. Wayseeker kind of relies more on the High Republic and Acolyte than this book does. This book relies on the High Republic almost not at all, and then kind of relies on your knowledge of the Acolyte.
I'll say between the two, right? Wayseeker and the Crystal Crown. I prefer the Crystal Crown.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you weren't a fan of Wayseeker. Yeah, I think Crystal Crown's a little bit stronger because you can jump into this without as much prior knowledge. If you haven't watched The Acolyte, maybe you'll miss some things here and there, but that's information you can pick up afterwards by watching The Acolyte afterwards. Like that's. Whereas I think Wayseeker requires prior reading with, especially with like having Ty Yorick and all that and stuff like that put into it. Whereas this doesn't rely on that because they're like, no, we got a smaller cast of characters. We got Jeckie, we got Yord, we got Yord's Master, Elishay, this is the first. I think the first time seeing Ella.
I think so too, but I'm not entirely sure.
Because they don't appear in the Acolyte, and so because Yord's already a knight, so Yord's already kind of doing his own thing.
Oh, Master Alashay and Yord's Apprentice going after it. There's something there.
There could be something there. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of Elishay. Now with this book in mind, yeah, Elishay could show up. Oh man, Disney, do it. Just do it. Give us season 2. Ignore because it's even crazier that they don't do it because it's their most watched show for Disney Plus for Star Wars still. Like the numbers have shown that it's actually gotten a lot of views, and it's just like, sure, there's backlash, a very vocal backlash, especially from that side of the fandom, and there are some legitimate things to complain about the first season. I don't want to take that away from anybody that has legitimate complaints because you have some legitimate complaints. Scotty has some legitimate complaints. He didn't finish the show, but you as somebody who did, you have legitimate complaints. Yes. There's legitimate stuff to talk about, but I think it's the problem with streaming I have as a whole is that they give up after one season, and if it's not an immediate hit. Whereas old television, you at least got to season 2, and then maybe if that... There are so many shows that would not, like classic shows that would not make it today if they came out in this environment of how like television works. First season of The Office.
Yeah.
It's garbage. The first season of The Office is so tough to get through.
To be honest, I don't. One of the shows I have not watched.
Yeah, it's so.
The Office.
Yeah.
Because
Michael Scott, how memeable Michael Scott is now for that show. First season, Michael Scott is not as like enjoyable as a character. He is, because the first season is trying to be very close to the UK version, and the UK version it's Ricky Gervais playing, and Ricky Gervais plays a very unlikable character in that season of the show. So Michael Scott in U.S. Office first season is trying to replicate that, and it just doesn't work. But then season 2, they kind of make him a more, like, yeah, he's still not a good boss, but he's a likable, not a good boss, where you can be like, oh, this is still funny, this is still charming and memeable. So I think shows need a second season to really evolve, because, and we've seen that, especially Star Wars shows. First season of Clone Wars. I think
It wasn't bad, but
yeah.
it was like very much a like we just got this tool and we're still learning how to use it.
I think the exception to that rule is maybe first season of Mando.
Yeah.
Mando. There's an argument though that season 2 is still stronger, but not as people like season 2 because of the cameos. But I argue they're not cameos; they are necessary to the function of the story that is going on. Therefore, they are not cameos, because if a character is introduced to give the narrative function that the narrative is telling, then that by default that's not a cameo. A cameo is a character who shows up with no narrative function, just to show up to be recognizable. So I think the word cameo gets overused a lot when it comes to characters, just because people go, "Oh, that's
Pandering.
yeah, pandering to the fans," and I'm like, just because you as a fan recognize a character doesn't mean that that's purely why they're there. If they still function to tell the to serve the narrative, then that's not pandering. Now, if they're just there and they're not doing anything, then you might have an argument. But yeah, back to this story though. Please tell about how Tessa got you though.
So Tessa Grattan, you evil, evil bitch.
But we also love you.
I love you, but fuck you. So, you know when...
Gotta be careful about what you say to these authors. I need to be able to get free books.
Oh, yeah. You got me. You got me really good. So, during the course of this book, there is a certain section in the... I think it's in stage 2, which is the survival one.
Yeah.
Where...
So we can kind of... let's kind of give some setup here, because...
Yep.
The reason our Jedi characters are on this planet is because there was a Jedi who showed up, was supposed to kind of help watch as the ceremony went on.
Yeah.
But then got into a fight and died. And it kind of is creating a intergalactic crisis with this planet versus the Republic, where now this planet is now angry at the Jedi and the Republic for what happened. And so our new Jedi characters with Yord and Jeki and Sol and their master and Elishay are showing up to kind of renegotiate things and be like, hey, wait, we need to, like, we're good, we can be friends. And so they're here for that. Meanwhile, basically this coming of age thing is going on. That's essentially the Hunger Games, but also like a survival, just like testing of survival.
It is. There are two important things going on at the same time. The first of which is this planet deciding, are we going to join the Republic or not? The second of which is...
Who's our new leader?
Who's our new leader?
Which is part of that coming of age thing as well, because it is also a coming of age ceremony for them that's happening as part of the who's our new leader.
Yep. And both of those are happening at the same time.
Yeah. And we get Leonine Graff as one of the people that's part of this contest of leadership, sort of.
Yeah.
They don't want to win it, but they're in it. And then we have the two children of the current leader. This
Rose Arthis and
their sibling,
Cydia.
Cinia. And then there's Sia, who shows up in a later, like, just happens to show. Like, we get introduced to them, and then they're gone with Sia. But yeah, it's and so Yord and Jeki show up and kind of get themselves challenged into going into this contest.
And they're kind of, and Yord is the one who's like, yeah, we should do it.
Which is very, like, if you watch the show, you don't think that Yord would be the one to do it, but yeah. And so, the reason that they initially are like, should we do this? It's because like we already got in trouble with the Jedi interfering once, but then Sol and Elisha are like, yeah, it's fine. Just it doesn't matter if you win. Don't especially and actually don't try to win. That's actually better for us if you don't.
Yeah.
And so they make it through most
Also,
of it.
by the way, you're not allowed to use the Force
or your
during the
lightsabers,
competition.
or your lightsabers.
To which the people, everyone else who is a part of the competition, goes, "That's dumb."
Even the other, yeah, even like even the other competitors are like, no, we want you to fight us with your full force. What?
I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's very Tarkin, and it's very. It feels very Iriaduan.
It's like, you were born with this ability. You should be allowed to use it.
It's very Iriaduan in the whole like competitive like survival type stuff nature of this culture, which I find very interesting. But they use like a spear type of weapon usually is what we get throughout most of the book, is them using that type of weapon, which I like that Jackie gets gifted at the end, like the special one.
The Selene are rock people.
Yeah. We're about to have our break. I saw like the ad countdown starting. Just a heads up, we will have a little break here. But I really, and so that's what's going on, kind of as the setup.
The first round of the competition was basically just a bunch of one-on-one duels.
Yeah.
Where we only get to see...
We see Jackie's.
See Jackie's. And then we see her go up against the the crowd favorite.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead, though, and go to break real quick. And we'll be right back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. I had to get some water.
Don't you? Yeah.
I
There'll be
turned the button
shots of
off.
water.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I made sure to turn that button off. Um, it was off last Monday because I didn't have any alcohol.
Pixie's over here. Damn it.
But this Monday, I do have drinks. I bought them today. They're in the freezer right now, so I can get them real cold, and then I'll put them in the fridge.
Somewhere in the abyss.
Yeah, I got the chillers, the little ball chillers, the ones that your brother got me into looking at because those are the ones. I guess that's what he got that one time when he got real drunk. It was those because they were like $3.99 a pop.
Mm.
So I got a couple of those, so that way, some pina colada. Anyways, back to the book. So that competition's going on.
Yep.
And then
So during the survival portion, our protagonists come across a patch of like just gray and desiccated land, and Jackie's like, I don't know if we should go over there, and Yord's like, what are you talking about? It's perfectly fine, and he walks directly into it. And I'm like, there's no way.
Oh.
There's.
Oh, hold on. I don't think the sound is coming through. Sound wasn't coming through for y'all, was it? I just realized my audio for that part was not set up correctly. I will roll it again so that way we can hear it. And I will then take my hydration. You can hydrate as well if you wish.
It's probably gonna do that anyway.
There we go. That way we can hear it. Uh-oh. Still not working. Boo. I don't know. This is a case of, I don't know what's going on. I can fix this though. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take the shot while we... I'll let you continue though while I fix that.
Yeah. So as they're going through this piece of desiccated land, Jackie kind of has a moment of like, "Don't go in there. Don't do that." And Yord's like, "What are you worried about? See, it's perfectly fine." And then he like starts twitching and shit to freak Jackie out. And then so Jackie like goes over, and of course Yord is actually fine. However, I've been dealing with the blight for fucking 13 bucks. So it freaked me out a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Because I know what happens to people who get hurt with the blight, and this looked really similar. And then I laughed because I'm like, oh, thank God we don't have to deal with that.
Oh well. Audio's not working for me. Oh well. Anyways, yeah, you got punked.
You punked me. Like, on the one hand, my brain was like, there's no way. I know how the rest of Star Wars is. On the other hand...
You also know that Yord is around.
Yeah. I just fucking fell for that shit.
Yeah. I really like this adventure. At the end of it, though, unfortunately, it does turn out that Leonine was trying to rig the game a bit. fakes their own kidnapping.
Yep.
Um, specifically because they claim they want one of the heir apparents to win, but like the way they were playing it, it wouldn't have gone that way if exactly. Like I don't understand their plan. I don't know if you understand it better.
I am not entirely sure. What I do understand is that Leonine has a big chip on their shoulder. Because while their family has been here for about, like, 3 generations...
Oh, yeah, they're still kind of treated as outsiders. Yeah.
And he is like, no, I am from Selene. This is where I was raised. This is where I would like to die.
Yeah.
And he is like, I don't really want to go. His parents are like, we want to go back to Coruscant's main Graf family and deal with that. And Leonine is like, how about we don't? Grandpa understood this, but Grandpa's dead now. And I don't want to go back to Coruscant. I like my life here.
Unfortunately, they get sent back to Coruscant. They're basically going to get sent back anyways because of them doing what they did.
Yep.
Because now the Republic's like, well, we're going to have to put a trial on you for you now because we have to appease these people because you fucked around.
Yeah. And the Selenites are like, nah, we'll do it our way.
Yeah.
And Leo is like, yeah, I'm cool with that. He's like, I will gladly fight the new leader of your people to the death. Because I'm from here, that's one of the traditions, I'll go through with it.
Which kind of sucks because the new leader is your friend.
Yep. And another... Whose sibling
you're in love with.
Whose sibling you're in love with. And the end of this book is that sibling... Because, like, the feeling is mutual between the two.
Yeah, we get a very interesting scene with them where they kiss each other for the first time. And
mm-hmm. And the sibling is like, my sister is going to fucking kill you.
And basically Leo accepts that that's going to be...
He's like, yeah, I understand.
Yeah, like, Leo accepts that that's their fate.
And the sibling is like, yeah, I'm going to make an executive decision for my dumbass boyfriend. And it is like, you know where we're going? And he's like, well, I'm going to the chopping block. Their response is, no, you're not. It just knocks them out. It fucking spirits them away to not the chopping block.
It's basically that scene... You're gonna hate that I'm gonna relate it to this.
Go on.
It's basically that scene from Highlander. With the French Revolution where they knock them out and take their place. Because they're like, oh no, if you go on the chopping block, you die.
Yeah.
Comes back around to Highlander at some point.
It always does. I was thinking about a brief aside for a moment. I was thinking about the most, because I was actually able to show up for a watch party for a little bit this week. And Duncan...
And we're basically done talking about this book. This book's a 9 for me.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
This is a good... If you are new to Star Wars books and you like the Acolyte and you want more Yord and Jecki, I definitely recommend this book. I like Yord's journey. I wish we got more of his perspective on it. I kind of want more stuff with Yord now, because I like him as a character even more than I did in the... Because I'll admit, in the Acolyte, he was rough around the edges to like, but this book kind of adds to the character. Same with Jecki. Jecki I already kind of liked in the Acolyte, but here you get more of her. I don't need as much with her after this, though. I think I'm good on Jecki. I want more Yord. I need... The book I need next for them to do... the book I really need them to do if they're going to keep doing Acolyte tie-ins and just not give us a season 2. Give us a Stranger novel. Give us a Chimere novel. That should be your next novel. You've hinted at him in Wayseeker. We need Chimere. I need to know his story now. Because now we have no answers of who Chimere really is and what his deal is. And we're not going to get that answer in a show. So,
Yeah.
I don't know which author I would give that to, though. I almost want to say Claudia.
That could work.
If I was to, like, it would either be a Claudia book or a Cavan Scott. I like Charles, but I don't know if I want Charles doing Chimere because he's already done Vader and he's already done Kylo. He's really good with Darksiders and maybe he would be really good with Chimere, but I would like to see what Claudia could do.
Field someone else. For
Yeah,
this one.
field someone else. George Mann could also be good. Honestly, any of them. Yeah. I can't even be mad, even if they do just pick Charles again because they're like, Charles, you keep doing Darksiders. Do give us. But usually his Darksider stuff is comics, not novels. Yeah. But anyways,
so what I was going
Highlander
to say,
thing.
Highlander thing, is I was looking back on it, reviewing it a little bit in my head. I was like, oh, the way that Child Duncan.
Oh yeah, because in the episode we watched, we get to go all the way back to Child Duncan even before he becomes immortal.
He's like, good must always triumph over evil. And I was like, oh, there is a key word there,
It's
and
the
it's
must.
must.
Yeah, it's not a good triumphs over, like it's not a naive thing of good always. It's a must because it's a
which implies that Child Duncan understands that is an obligation, not a certainty.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, you poor kid, you are fucked.
It also explains adult Duncan and how he acts.
Yeah.
It very much explains of like why adult Duncan always jumps into things.
Yep.
He feels obligated. Even though he really shouldn't. Yeah. There's like so many times where it's like, you don't need to involve yourself in this. But yeah. No,
also, I think it's been getting a little bit erratic recently.
Yeah. We will...
Sorry.
We'll talk more on that when we do our podcast, though, because with the reboot having more and more news, we need to get our podcast going.
Yep.
Because we have our art, we just need to finish it because, like, we just need to do the first episode of the podcast at least, which means we got to read that book.
I know, and I wanted to send you.
I know, you told me, yeah.
But the file's too big.
Could always email it, but then,
I could just send it.
But then Britt wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about doing that. I'm excited about what's next for Star Wars podcast. Because now that we've talked about this week's stuff, finally, took us a month, but we got it. We got it under the belt. Part of that was you, part of that was me. I think the first week was you didn't finish it. And then last week was the other week where I was like, oh, I'm doing the Star Wars Unlimited event, which was an all-day thing. Which I'm glad I canceled the podcast because I was like, it wouldn't have happened. And then and then we finally had this week. But next week, it's the book that you and I are both really excited about reading, because I know you've been excited about it because you like our boys.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Sanctuary Bad Batch novel next week. I'm trying to figure out about if we're also going to do the Star Wars Insider short story. I need to grab the new Star Wars Insider. But yeah, once I do that, then we can. And so I think that's it in terms of what's coming up. Yep. Monday I'm gonna play some GTA. Because last week I played a different game. I did something a little different. I did a more relaxed game. I played some Coloring Voxels, which was just like a coloring game. It was kind of just chill vibes of paint by numbers sort of thing, and so nothing very stress free. It was very nice. But now we're coming back to GTA because we got 2 more GTA games to play. Because I finally beat 4, so we're now doing Chinatown Wars next.
All right.
So that's Monday. I think that's it for major things going on. I think soon we're gonna drop what I think is the best D&D acquisitions episode we've ever had.
Yeah.
I think that's like this week that's coming out.
You have no idea how mad that I am that I didn't get to sit through that and listen because I had to go to work.
Yep. Let me double check. Hold on.
When
Let me double check that didn't already come out. I don't think it did yet. No, that's September 2nd. So it is on, and I'm about to do the promotions because we are at the end of the episode. I'll mention it in a second because thank you all for watching today's episode of Escape Reality Star Wars Talk. I've been your host, Caleb. Be sure to like, comment, follow, subscribe to us. You can find us at Escape Reality Films on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can also show your support for us by joining our Patreon, which is at Escape Reality Films. Shout out to Jennifer Brantley.
Yo.
There you can watch our YouTube content before it's publicly available, like the Acquisitions Incorporated episode, where I think I pulled some of the best scenes out of my players. I think I know Britt's proud of it. I know I'm proud of it. I know Austin is proud of it too. I think Matt and Corinne are also I think all of us are very proud of this one. Because this was very much like, we got everybody into the scenes. And we have a little... I guess I can't call it a cameo because that would go against my own philosophy. We have a appearance from another part of my D&D universe in this episode, which is narratively important, but also I guess you could call it fan service or a cameo if you're going to be negative about it. And also became the fan favorite. That character is now the fan favorite of all the players in the Acquisitions game, by the way.
I'm not surprised. They are probably the most enjoyable
from their party.
From their party.
Yeah. So and I'm glad because that was like I was telling you in the car how last minute of a pull that was. Like,
yeah.
We recorded
Also,
half of the episode, and then we were like, okay, we need to take a break. And then we were gonna, because normally we have a certain stopping point, but we didn't have one this past Sunday, and so we were like, oh well, we can take a longer break than usual, and then come back. So during that break, I started messaging that player and going, hey, you wanna play real quick? If not, it's fine. I can play your character, but I think it would be more fun if you're here. And I had to stall a little bit for time because they were getting off work, and it was very funny because at first they thought it was you.
Yeah. So sorry for pump faking your.
Because you popped into chat as soon as I said that. I was like, oh yeah, they got to get back from work real quick, but they're gonna show up. And then you popped into the VC to listen in, which is why you should join our Discord, by the way.
You can listen in. Just remember to mute.
Yeah, so also be sure to check out our Discord, which is also linked wherever you're watching, so you become part of our community. If you're
The same goes for the rest of the games as well. Yes.
And so, which we're actually changing the Ravenloft day. That's becoming Tuesdays now.
Yeah.
That's the big news on that. Ravenloft is now going to be on Tuesdays when we record, because one of our players got a promotion at work. Yay!
Yeah, good for them.
But also that means their work schedule is now adjusted. So we had to work with that. Thankfully, that works out fine because like I can work with Tuesdays because I'm off and don't have anything else scheduled, and so they're also off on Tuesdays. And other player and Britt doesn't really do much on most days, so we were able to so made it work. So that
except taking up archery again.
Yeah, which is really cool.
Yep. I guess also in other news, shout out to Sky, a friend of ours. It's his birthday today.
Yeah, we'd mentioned that earlier, but yeah, shout out to Sky. Sky's awesome. He's a good friend of the channel. He's like our #1 TikTok fan, I think. Yep. He generally will watch the TikToks. And so, but yeah, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, I pulled that player in and I was like, and so I stalled for him. Like, so I was like, oh well, it's okay. I got like 3 scenes I want to run. One of them is the scene with you, so I can do the other 2 scenes first. And then the second scene ended up becoming tied into the third scene. Y'all will see what I mean when y'all see it on the second, or if you join the Patreon, you could see it today. Um, but yeah, shout out. Speaking of all those cool things, let's go ahead and also shout out Corinna's game, which is currently kind of on a hiatus. That's got the Goblin Conspiracy, which is on Twitch. Awesome. They're doing sort of a Ravenloft thing as well at the moment. They're doing their own version of Curse of Strahd, but they're on a hiatus, sort of. Another cool thing that that our friend Corinna's been a part of is the Bardic Hearth, which is a big D&D thing that's on Spotify that a lot of big D&D YouTuber players have been a part of, like Jenny D and some of the other big players out there. And that's kind of like a fun narrative thing that's very D&D fantasy storytelling. So that's a really cool project. We will also want to shout out. And then, of course, our friends over at the Steam Dragon. If you want to do that one, I know that's your bit usually.
Every other Sunday from 5 to 7 Central Standard Time, you can catch some friends of ours over at the Steam Dungeon playing their 5e game, Trials of Nebu. Last I left off, they were fighting someone's sister that was possessed by an Oni. Seeing how that's going.
Ooh, that's, yeah.
Yeah. We have known about this problem for a very long time.
It's just now it's being confronted.
Yeah. We finally had the chance to confront it, because that character was with another party.
Oh, okay.
I don't know any more than that, because I haven't played that game in a long time.
But yeah, that's very interesting then. Yeah, so yeah, go check them out. They're good, long-time friends of ours. And so yeah, once again, thank you all for watching. Join us next week as we discuss Sanctuary, a Bad Batch novel. I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I have spoken.
Y'all be safe out there.